Recorded Books and One Click Digital present Captive of the Border Lord by Blythe Gifford. Narrated by Cathleen McCarron.
Chapter 1. The Middle March, Scottish Borders, November 1528. Bessie Brunson took a deep breath and prepared to climb a flight of stairs for what seemed like the 100th time since sunrise. It was not yet noon. The steps that faced her now led to the top of the barmkin wall, where her brothers had taken the watch, all the better to keep them from under her feet while she made final preparations for the wedding celebration. But two grown men needed food, so she raised her skirt in one hand, balanced the bag of oatcakes in the other, and started up the stairs. Thunder rumbled, and she looked up at the November sky, startled. Grey, windswept, but not thunder. Hooves. She hurried the last few steps to reach the wall walk, then stood between her brothers and looked west over the valley that was theirs. "Who comes?" Black Rob shook his head. "No one I want to see." She squinted against the wind as the banners green and gold became clear. The colours of Lord Thomas Carwell, Warden of the Scottish March. "I'll hold you responsible if something happens," Bessie had told him that, right before Willie Storick escaped. And the Warden had never proven he wasn't. Not to her satisfaction. She turned to her brother John. "We did not invite him to your wedding." "No," Johnny answered, "but he was courteous enough to send a man ahead to announce his coming." "Only because he knew he'd be shot for his horse if he arrived without warning," Rob said. She sighed. Neither one of them had thought to tell her the guest list might swell. "Will you let him in?" On her left, Black Rob, now head of the family, fingered his crossbow. "I'd rather shoot him." Johnny, taller, with hair red as her own, shook his head. "We've done enough to anger the king. Let's at least see what Carwell has to say." Rob scowled and she held her breath, waiting for them to quarrel anew, but finally he nodded. "But we tell him nothing." The horses slowed as they approached the gate. Carwell removed his steel bonnet, a gesture of peace, and pushed straight brown hair off his forehead as he looked up at the three Brunsons.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?